And so for me, when yesterday I was watching CNR and I had a report that the Kumasi Children's Park is going to be rehabilitated, I was extremely delighted. Not because I come from Kumasi, but because I feel... you're such a killjoy. No, because I felt that this is necessary, you know, because sometimes you just want to even drive and go and sit on a park. You just want to just go for some nice breeze with something great around you, trees. You can just spread your mats on the floor, you know, just go, think about yourself, get new ideas and all. But my problem too is when we are able to even put up these kind of facilities, how do we maintain them? In few years, it becomes a problem, you know, and then we leave them rot. That's a year have to go rehabilitation. It looks like we are just running around in circles. I don't know what you think about this, Kojo.
Kumasi Children's Park. I also saw the report and I was excited. Reason why I'm saying a beton is that if the media doesn't keep highlighting some of these things, once they are said and we stop following, they die out. I grew up in Kumasi, stayed in Kumasi for close to 30 years, right, before moving to Accra. There was the original Kumasi Children's Park at Amakum, from Afokwanta to Amakum Runabout. It's on your right. Behind it is the Kumasi Technical Institute, right? Now that place had a valley. Then later they built the children's library, which I believe is defunct because the last time I went there it wasn't working. And then Children's Park died and became a hub for criminals. And then at a point we said we're going to build a new Kumasi Children's Park around the Dakojum area. Land was reserved, signage put there, but if you go there right now, there are developers filling the marshland, and that place was a marshland, filling the marshland to construct houses. That's why I'm saying a betonsium. But if the media keeps paying attention to conversations around Children's Park across the country, there's a first land in Accra, Kumasi Children's Park, Cape Coast. Every region has, and every district has space allocated for a children's park. If we overlook these things, statements will be made, but implementation will not be done.
Implementation not being done, you know, you're trying to paint a picture to us of where the children's home is located. Now,
Children's Park.
Children's Park, what did I say?
Children's home.
No, so. So where the Children's Park is located in Kumasi. So our Middle Belt Road Chief Eddie is standing by. That's Edward Opomafo, is currently at the Children's Park and he joins us now. Thank you very much and welcome to Breakfast Daily, Eddie.
Thank you very much, Prema.
Right, so this is the Children's Park, as the name suggests. Is it a children's park as you are there now?
Well, I met someone earlier and the person was even saying that this place can best be described as a children's forest because there's nothing here that shows that it's a children's park. And if you look around, you get to know that it has become a refuse dump for some people. As we have been here for over an hour, there are some people who are just coming in here just to use it as a place of convenience. And there are others who are also using it as a place of worship. People come in batches. This morning, the first group, they've had their church service already. So that's basically what's happening. Some other people also try to use the stretch here towards the Wayek area. And that is where most people complain of security concerns. And so for other people who work around, they say that they're always attacked. A number of them who come up with various complaints. And so today, we're trying to engage some other people. There's a family, a man whose son was killed here in 2019. We have been talking to him. We will try and engage him this morning as well to find out how it has been for them and what he in particular thinks should be done by authorities so that we don't experience some of these things. But before that, let's get to one of the residents here. He also has been complaining about a whole lot of issues. Thanks so much for joining us on City TV.
You're welcome.
Right, so what's your name?
My name is Francis Kweku Ajekumbuate. I'm a unit committee member for this electoral area.
Right, and we understand there are a lot of concerns. For how long have you been here? And if you are to paint the picture, how is the situation and how is it really affecting you?
for how long I've been here. I was born here, so I have a lot of nostalgic moments concerning this park. We used to play here. We used to study at the library. We used to do everything children do here. The merry-go-rounds were there. Cultural troops were doing things, and we were learning from them. We were studying here. But now the park is in distress, and we are calling on the authorities to speed things for us. Although the beauty is what we want, but the security here is now becoming overboard, because as a community leader, there have been several incidents that we have been picking dead bodies, either madmen, people who have engaged the police in shootouts and they come here to die, people who have been killed, residents who have been killed, outsiders who are passing here. Since this is a major road, residents who have been passing here to their places, they get attacked. Some will not be lucky, some may get injured. We pick them to the hospital. Others will lose their lives. It's a whole lot. So that's why I pleaded with the authorities to help us.
So if you say the authorities, what specifically, as residents, what do you want to be done?
We want the park fixed. We want the park fixed. And for the short-term measure, we want military or police presence here.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. So, Frema, just to put this in proper perspective, yesterday we engaged the police commander for this area, Chief Superintendent Friamia, and he tells us that, well, with issues about deaths and picking up dead bodies and all that, all these things, is that so far in 2021, it was just only one dead body that was found here. So that's what he has been telling us so far. But Frema Kweku, let's get to talk to some other people. There's an organizer here. This man tells us that, in fact, he works around this area, and he says that the security situation is a major concern for them. And so let's try engaging him to also find out what his concerns are and what exactly he wants authorities to do. Sure. And so please join us as we look at some of these issues. What's it? I want to speak. All right, okay. It's a
me organizer. But almost 8 years. Now her life was 8 time. Me kase me wahana me baha around 5:30. Until me prep na me jiso. Where do busa me say me baby dana na musa say dey. Wasi me my imagine say bese o no aduane wa ha. Ti me dey me tra me ntwen. And I'm say dey. Nto yes am teliver. One o twa kwan no se me be ma memra. Na so e be ma so mra. No fa ha na. Koy. Me say wa ha biem. Now school wo na bu. Ti me call the koda Susan so. Around 4:30 I'm say me ba. Ti na touch shimbuto na me check Cambo. And I'm check kake eche. Me dura na my be free school mo say oba obefaka wa ha. Me hu na say krofa yire no ha. Na me tigirigi na me touch na me imagine say. Na me hey. Thief. One papa ba ko de official. O she black no de black abonity. Nti me dura na ma me bi e cross na me stop ma me no. O to kokko wo ha. Na me anti gina ho akromfo. Na o say hey bra sa no mo ye na ha o. Nti ma me gina me hu say boy no na wo no ho na me say hey wo mehu wo de mehu. Na ma me say bra ka no tum sa no mo tie. Na me de me fa ho na be se kofi. Na me ba me djuma. Me fa say edidi mo de bia krono ba na ma fo be kai akromfo ejom o ya no obisam say wo hu say bag bi wa ha me say bi o say anwumre be 7 o'clock akromfo abeje o mata krema je me bag o we ya no ya je me nyom me hu nyom nyina na me say me de me nti ha no say o mo hihye nnuamu ha ti me hu say madam bi aba ha o me twetwe nnua ni nyina na ade be chiama MPP fo awie o mo rally o ha Congress yeah me baye me mashi so masa ya tu machine nyina am na katank nko a meka almost 2000 Ghana cedi ana makototo machine nyina afrasa besi so ha na me mataka te say this me hu obi wo ha se a chekronfo wo ha me fa ne ho nche no wo ye manifo onye manifo masa me nja ma wonko.
All right, so
my report ozongo ewo woman back was a friend Irene. Say me call a contumpo. Sawaba contumpo kwa investigation na kona magazine na me ho afidin up to date na makoto fofra me da besi so ti say my wedding machine no nyina bom opo ba on fasika chisel me bu no nyina nti me tie de bia me ne hwe o twetwe mu aboys no me manya lie say free dumas ho e say fe bi dumas mu say ho na boys ne akrofo no be jejina nti e bo be 12 10 to 12 no o ma ba shi nwura mu ha me obi na ma me tip of no na me mani ham kaka nya sade anka kana ju kam se bi na fo ba betete wo mu ha because na boy bi gade ha sa boy no yes achi no menim so tia se so ntia se mintimi nkyere boy no watu no wase say we volunteer wa today bia on ba boy boy ya chi boy no since there na conference start more ha ti ha de ke me stress yesi ha na ke de bi party wa ha ana se obi ha obi tim behind obi so ye yi ana so ye bibia stadium ya na man for be ya ke be boy yen asin say ana say yem pe script maybe o magina ha because about 6 to 7 unyo bia wa ha me wa ha ne ade chemba ya was boy bi sikan sister bi so ye won sikan so wa ha me ade chemba mbete ye
right. That's it. Yo, it has to be brave. So basically, what he has been saying is that the security situation here is very terrible, and that he says he has been attacked on a number of occasions, and that not long ago, just after the MPP finished their Congress, he was, as in some of his gadgets, some of his items were taken from him. So basically, he just indicating that this is a serious issue that authorities have to really do something about it. And this is also just some few minutes from the roadside. Joseph, so just some few minutes from the roadside.
So they are calling on authorities to do something about this. And we have some welcoming news because the Manhyia Palace has now outlined plans to redevelop the area. And we have the chief of Amwamang, Nana Janin Boateng, a rep from the Manhyia Palace, to tell us what exactly they intend to do. Nana, thank you very much. You're welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Good morning, my sister, and greetings to your viewers and members.
Right, I want to believe that this is, a terrible situation, and Manhyia Palace is really concerned about this. What exactly do you mean when you say that you are going to redevelop the area? What will happen on the grounds?
Again, for emphasis, I want that it is not Manhyia Palace.
Okay.
I speak as the board chairman of Ashanti World of Wonder.
Okay.
And
okay.
For your viewers and listeners, I just want to recap why we are in.
Sure.
In 1990, under the PNDC secretary called Kedem was Teusu, got this park built and handed over in 1994 to the Ghana National Commission on Children, which was then under Otumfo Kokuai.
Okay.
On this library. After some time, it was left unattended, and that is how you have it in this state. In 2005, the Nana Fiakobi Sawampim Foundation, which is after the late Asante Hema, was named as part of things that we will want to take over to develop this 11-acre land into a useful purpose to serve children around. It is on this that we came in as Ashanti World of Wonder, so that can we do something which at the end of the day will give meaning to what the whole 11-acre can come up. And it was on 3 pillars. The pillar was educate, explore the technology, and also look at the green evolution there, mindful of this CO29 in there. But because the Nana Fiakobi Sawampim Foundation is an NGO and cannot make such a venture, the Ashanti World of Wonder got into partnership with them to source funds to get into this project. So basically it was something that we intended that the rig, we'll get the rig there, we discussed with the KNUST so that people can have a feel of how even we get into this oil. We wrote to Tallow, and they were prepared to support us with $3 million. The feasibility report and everything is available. At the end of the day, we saw that the $3 million cannot make up for that total activity. And this is where then, out of this COVID, has stalled this project. But that always standing. We are open up to all or any other person who is interested. As you might have heard, the assembly member did mention that a contractor had moved to site with some sand and had been stopped.
Yes.
And this is where I want us to depoliticize it and let us get meaning to what really happened.
Nana, we will come to the what really happened maybe in subsequent bulletins, but for the sake of time this morning, I think that usually the problem is not putting up the facility. The issue is maintaining the facility, because this was a beautiful edifice that was serving its purpose, but at some point it was just left to its fate and now is rotten. Criminals have taken over. Now, what are you going to do to ensure that when this facility eventually comes up, it is going to serve its intended purpose and for as long as we can imagine?
Yes, so this is where, like now, it is coming under a limited liability company known as Ashanti World of Wonder. So as what you are viewing or showing is what finally will come up on that whole 11-acre land, which will start this year with the grading of the land and start it in phases. So the first phase was the security to ensure that we fence up the whole 11-acre land. Then start on the project in phases. So this is where we will open up to any other person who also thinks that they can contribute. We all work in tandem with what we want to do. But that notwithstanding, plans are far advanced to get a feel as to what really will come up into this, where we will get up all what we've defined on the 3 pillars, which at the end of the day will still be beneficial to children and all at large.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nana. Right, so that is board chair of Ashanti Wonderland, right? And he's also a Mwamangne, Nana Ajeni Boate. Kojo, you heard Nana?
Yes, this sounds good. So it looks like a project has been put in place, a business has been put in place to run this. 11 acres is big. Location is fantastic. I don't know whether you know Kumasi very well.
Are you talking to me?
Kweku schooled in Kumasi as well.
Of course.
Yes, so it sits almost in the middle of town, close to the stadium, close to KNUST, close to the airport, close to the CBD, close to everywhere, and you can easily access it. And I know the place, I know the valleys, I know the topography of the place, and I'm imagining if we had a water slide from the KTI end into the valley, we could even have a simple zip line from the Makum end into the Afro-Quanta side, like lots of things. We can get the library back and have somebody in the book industry, library book business, manage a library and have a book shop on the side. So that facility is being managed. Then the food and the eateries business. We can allocate space for trampolines. And if the Ashanti Wonderland cannot develop the whole thing, we can get a designer to design the whole concept, and the bits and pieces are then handed over to individual businesses to be a part of a joint venture to develop. So the library bit, somebody is handling. The kids park, slides, water, somebody is handling. If you are going to do some go-karts, arena, somebody is handling all those things.
So that, Kojo, we'll come back to you, and we are going back to Kumasi because there's a gentleman, you know, who lost his child, his son, at this place. So, Eddie, if you can hear us, please let's hear this man.
Yeah. So there's this man here. He lost his brother. In fact, it's the brother. In February 2019. The brother who used to work at Dayless Finance, closer to the stadium area. And if you know this area, so he lives just around this area. So he walked from the stadium area. He was about getting to his house. He got to the stretch and he was attacked. His brother has joined us. Mr. Amos, tell us, how is the feeling like now? And How has it been for you throughout this period?
It has been very horrible because he was a brother I stayed with from his infancy. I took care of him through his tertiary education. And then the moment he got a job to do, about 2 years, his life was taken away from him by armed robbers who resides in this vicinity. And this has been their safe haven. This is where most of the time when they attack people, then they jump into the forest here. And then whatever they do here, you can see around, the whole place has been turned into a rubbish dump. And then people are even rearing cattle within the premises here also. And you see, if you know the place very well, it's surrounded by about 10 schools. So it could have been a short distance for students to walk to their homes. But hardly can you find students passing by here. There is a library inside here, but nobody can use the place again.
But with the issue that happened, what has been the status of investigation?
I think when the issue happened, we reported to the police. It went to court. I was following the case, but I was told it was since it was a criminal offense, it was between the state and then the offenders. So, in fact, I had to abandon the whole process because anytime I went there, they said, oh, my presence was not needed, that it was between the state and then the offenders.
Okay, so that's the situation here. And just behind me is where the library facility is, and it has also been abandoned, and some of the roofing sheets are peeling off. And in fact, the area, once you get there, there's a bad smell that emanates from the area and all that. So that's the situation here.
All right. Eddie, thank you very much for your updates this morning, and we appreciate that so much. So could you, this is basically the situation that we have.
It's a sad situation now, but with what we are hearing, if it's implemented, it will be a good situation. I know the area. I can see all the, if I close my eyes, I see the Dumas Rice, which is just at the bus stop at Afokwanta. You cross the road. If you're coming from Tech, you cross the road to your left, and then you go to Asiedu's place. Asiedu is a guy who also has a food business, one of the most popular in the area. And then you walk from Dumas 2 seconds, you see Franobest computers here, and then you go.
Should we make the mayor? You know,
and then there's Justice Hotel.
Yeah.
And then you see Children's Park at the roundabout. And I think the opportunities are endless for developing the Children's Park and corporate Ashanti. Manhyia is doing a lot these days. The Ashanti landscape restoration program and all these things. Corporate Ashanti should also step in.
All right. Thank you very much.
And we should get this done.
All right. So Kojo Akoto-Boateng, he's with the City Breakfast Show team, and he joined us this morning. Interesting conversations, important conversations for us to have. City Breakfast Daily will take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.